Hello everyone, this is me going to read from the Living Clean book. It's for addicts in recovery. Today I am on day 745 in recovery, so it's going really well up to here, and I'm just telling you this so you know that recovery is possible and we do recover. But this chapter is called Stability, so I'm going to read from there. Like so many things we strive for in recovery, stability is an inside job. The feeling of stability starts from the knowledge that we are okay no matter what happens. It's a sense of security and safety in our own lives. We may believe that this will be a result of achieving goals like getting a house, a partner, a job, or some imagined amount of money. But when fear grips us, it doesn't matter what we have or who we share it with. The security that we seek comes from peace within ourselves, a relationship with a higher power, and connection with others. Coming to believe that our life is really ours can take a long time. For some of us, stability begins when we are willing to commit to a fixed address. We may begin with regular attendance at a home group and work our way up from there. Others of us come in with all the trappings of a normal life, but find that trappings are exactly what they are. We may need to break free from the ties that bind us to our old lives before we can be ourselves. Security, predictability, and a feeling of belonging allow us to change without feeling like we're losing ourselves. A member shared, "When I was young, I always had a change of clothes in my purse because I never knew where I would wake up. After I got clean, I started picking up more and more furniture until my house was overflowing. Later I realised I was taking on all this stuff to make sure it was hard to move. I didn't really want more dishes. What I wanted was to know I was going to be somewhere for a while. Serenity may be the presence of peace or the absence of chaos. Many of us have gone through life by default as if events simply happened to us. Our sense of ourselves was so distorted that we felt like we had no impact on the world. When we understand the first step, we realise that I'm powerless over everything is a cop-out. We are powerless over our addiction and we cannot turn back time. Beyond that, we may be amazed at the ability we have to make choices and shape our lives. Our relationship with the world is a reflection of our relationship with ourselves. We are open to new ideas, new ways of thinking, and new ways of seeing what we think we know. Trusting people who believe in us allows us to try new things even when they seem frightening, and to have faith that the changes we see are real. Our sense of stability within ourselves allows us to take greater risks, whether that means being willing to pursue a new career or to put our hearts on the line with someone we love. When we learn to trust that stability, we can let go a little more. We no longer spend our days or nights worrying or wishing that it will all go away. I'm so afraid to show up and grow up that I dream of running away, starting over, leaving it all behind. We fear security because we don't quite trust that we are capable of sustaining it. Staying with the process of our lives without creating upheaval and drama can be a new experience for us. Stability is important for us to thrive, but there is a difference between being stable and being stuck. It may be that we stop moving forward because we have arrived at a destination. Of course, we want to enjoy the fruits of our labour, but we run the risk of enjoying that fruit until it rots. When I got clean, it was relatively easy for me to make the transition to a normal lifestyle, said one member, but fear of change kept me paralysed there. We have a hard time distinguishing between a niche and a ditch. There are some signs that help us to distinguish serenity from complacency. When we get judgmental, ungrateful, and agitated, we're probably on the wrong side of that line. When interacting with others starts to seem exhausting or burdensome, or we forget that we are important to others, we might be slipping back into self-obsession. When we're feeling apathetic and ungrateful, we say we're bored. Boredom usually means we can't see past ourselves. We get lost in pettiness and illusion. The world is as boring or exciting as we make it. A member shared, when one day starts to run into another, it's usually because I'm not living my beliefs. When we revert to old behaviour, we need to get back to basics. Clean time does not exempt us from getting stuck. Sometimes a new perspective on our lives requires a new look at the steps. We may find that a better attitude is really all we need, or it may be time to make some changes in our lives. We are able to recognise our responsibility for our actions and motives more often and sooner in the process. Identifying what drives us helps us to find relief from all the ways the disease shows up in our lives. It also gives us the ability to move toward what we want and not just away from what we fear. We are free to create a life that we value when we are collaborating with our higher power. Action and surrender go hand in hand. We can spend a lot of time trying to convince our higher power how things should go. Each of us has had the experience of trying to will something into being and finding that the most bizarre obstacles arise until we finally understand that the best thing we can do is to let go. On the other hand, sometimes a challenge or commitment just keeps placing itself before us. No matter how hard we try not to do it, it seems unavoidable. When we surrender and try, we are astounded at what we can accomplish. The more completely we surrender, the more we are able to follow through on our commitments and shine. Cool. This is a Living Clean book. I know it's probably backwards on the screen, but you can order it online if you are looking to get into recovery. Well, thanks for listening. I'll leave it there.